please consider liking and subscribing. And we are here to discuss the San Francisco 49ers and the Green Bay Packers in the divisional round of these NFL playoffs. Now, to get the final score out of the way really quick, the 49ers won 13-10. I have no idea how. I really do not know how. And I'll be the first to admit, I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. Like, I think he's one of the most, if not the most talented players in the NFL. Like, his arm talent is just absolutely insane. This was an all-time choke job by the Packers. Now, the score itself, 13-10, it's not that big of a final score. You know, there wasn't a lot of points scored, but this was an all-time choke job. Like, if you look at the Packers, they opened up the game, great drive, offensive drive. They were just moving the ball at will. They made it look really easy. And from that on, they scored 3 more points the rest of the game. Their offense could do absolutely nothing the rest of the game. The rest of the game, the offense was terrible. And I don't want to hear Packers fans blame this on the special teams. Yes, the special teams was absolutely horrendous, but the offense couldn't do literally a single thing after that first drive. After that first drive, they just punted and they fumbled and turnover on downs, everything else. Like, the Packers could do absolutely nothing. There wasn't a turnover on downs, my mistake. But the Packers could do absolutely nothing after that first drive. Nothing. So I don't want to hear anything about the special teams. Now, I think the special teams is a part of the choke job that the Packers had. They had a punt or a field goal blocked in the first half. I believe it was in the first half. And then the play that completely changed the game, like completely changed the game, was the block punt. Like, that completely sucked the life out of everything and anything the Packers could have done. Like, literally everything. This was a terrible performance by the Packers. Offensively, terrible. Special teams, well, it literally is the reason why it cost them a game. Like, we talk, throughout the season, if special teams is bad, we're like, oh, a special teams is going to cost a team a game. The Packers special team literally ended their season, or part of the reason why they ended their season. I don't think it's fully on the special teams, because when your offense can only put up 10 points, that's not a very good look, especially against the Packers defense was playing lights out. The Packers defense played a fantastic game. Like, if you're a Packers fan, you can't be upset with the way the defense played, because it played a fantastic football game the entire game. The defense was fantastic. I thought the defense played one of its best games, because coming into this game, we thought, there was a lot of issues coming in with the defense, and I just thought it played great. But offensively, the Packers could do literally nothing, and their special teams is an absolute joke, and what it cost them. They have the word. It's the all-time choke job. You can't play that good of defense and choke it away. Like, I know their offense was bad. You just can't choke that away, because defensively, they weren't allowing the 49ers to do anything. Like, literally, the 49ers could do nothing. The 49ers in the beginning of the game were dropping passes. And then if they were driving down the field, they were struggling to finish drives. They were getting penalties. And then you have Jimmy Garoppolo throwing stupid interceptions. And it wasn't just that one interception. Like, it felt like a million times in this game, Jimmy Garoppolo was throwing balls that could have easily been intercepted. Like, it was bad. He was just floating him up there on the edges, and I thought the Packers could easily have intercepted every single one of them. It was not good. Jimmy Garoppolo, I like the guy. I think he's average. Like, him and Ryan Tannehill, who both played, are about the same. Let's be honest. Like, I like Jimmy Garoppolo a lot, but he's not winning his team a game. Like, again, he makes a couple throws in the clutch. He made a couple, like one, I think it was to George Kittle. But other than that, Jimmy Garoppolo just loves to throw those balls that look like they're going to get intercepted every single time. And then you look at the 49ers defense, the 49ers defense balled out the entire night. Like, obviously, the block field goal, the block punt, the 49ers defense, they played one of the best defensive games of the season. To hold the Packers to 10 points, they were forcing punts left and right the entire night. Like, the Packers could not move the football whatsoever. They made Aaron Rodgers play a pretty bad game, let's be honest. Like, his stats aren't going to be like, oh, it's that bad. Like, it was an efficient night, but it was an efficient night where nothing got done. It was not a productive night offensively for the Packers. And most of the yardage came on a couple of drives, like their field goal drive and their touchdown drive. there was the big play at the end of the first half that the 49ers defensively gave up to Aaron Jones. But other than that, like the 49ers defense balled out and just played a freaking amazing game. But yeah, like if we go the 49ers, you have Jimmy G just constantly making passes that can be easily intercepted. But then you have some weird coaching decisions. You have the 4th and 1 play call. The 49ers got stuff. Elijah Mitchell completely ran the wrong way. They had Trent Williams blocking, in motion to help, set the edge and everything else, get him some running lane on 4th and 1, and Mitchell just completely ran the wrong way or something because he just got stuffed. But then, you have the block punt, and then you just have great defense that the 49ers played. And just, let's be honest, this was probably Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Packer. There's no way. Like, this is a completely wasted season. Both, and not excluding the AFC because, the Titans are now eliminated. But if you look at the Packers, they're eliminated too. This is a wasted season. Like, it's night and day difference, the expectations we had for both of these number 1 seeds and these conferences. Like the Packers, we had high expectations for them. We expected them to go to the Super Bowl. Like, they had the team to do it, and they couldn't make the plays when necessary. They couldn't. Their offense could not get it done. They couldn't get it done whatsoever. Aaron Rodgers, as much as I like him, he choked. He didn't play a good game. It was a terrible football game that Aaron Rodgers played. It was really bad. And, not to hate on just Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Garoppolo didn't play a very good game either, but it came down to, poor execution on offense from the Packers at times, and then you just have really, really bad special teams. Like, it's not fair to just blame it on one thing, but that special teams was disgusting by the Packers. It was absolutely atrocious. And it's not even like the 49ers played their best game either, because they had multiple drives that they kept killing with penalties. Like, they kept killing them because they had another drive. I think it was one of their field goal drives that the 49ers had. Mitchell had a face mask when they were driving down the field inside the red zone, and then they had an illegal formation right after that, and then they had to kick a field goal. So there was a lot of silly things. But now, because the Packers are eliminated, the winner of the Rams and Bucks now hosts the NFC Championship game. If we thought the 49ers were going to be a team that was going to be in the NFC Championship game, I probably said you were lying, but at the same time, this was probably the team that we thought was the most dangerous. Like, in the AFC, we were like, oh, it's the Colts, and the Colts couldn't even make the playoffs. This 49ers team legitimately might be the most dangerous team remaining in the playoffs. Like, they really, really are. And I mean, I know it still comes down to the remaining games of these playoffs. Again, I'm recording this right after the football game, but you still have obviously the other NFC divisional round game between the Rams and the Buccaneers, and then you still have the AFC divisional round between the Bills and the Chiefs, which those 2 games are going to be electric, which is fun now because the winner of both of those games gets to host the AFC championship, or their conference championship game, I should say, because of the eliminations of the Titans and the Packers, who both lost on walk-off field goals, which Robbie Gould is literally as good as gold. Evan McPherson is good as, he's ice, dude. Like, they're so good. Like, people say that it shouldn't come down to kickers, and I'm like, that's not true. Until you need a kicker, that's just in my opinion, just a bad statement. Like, kickers, I mean, some people argue the most useless position in football, and I'm like, you say that until you need one. Like, kickers come up clutch, and that just showed in both of these playoff games. But yeah, that was an all-time choke job by the Packers. I'm honestly in shock how they lost that football game. Just the defense they were playing, they held the 49ers to 3 points until the final stretch of that game. Like, there is absolutely no reason why the Packers should have lost that football game. None whatsoever. That's an embarrassing way to go out. Their defense played great and everything. It's just that's just a terrible, disgusting way for the Packers to go out. I have no other way to put it, but that was a disgusting way to go out. But congratulations to the 49ers. They are in the NFC Championship game. They will either take on the Bucks or the Rams, and they will be playing on the road. So that'll be a very interesting game. But give me your thoughts down below of what you thought of the 49ers and the Packers, and I'll see you in the next one.